Okay, citizens, just a short one today. It is the 27th of February, and the 1st of March is the final day. So, really, tomorrow is the final day to complete the government's consultation on draft legislation to support identity verification. Now, I'll put a link in the description, but we must fill this in and and make our objections known. Now, Richard Vobes, among others, have already alerted people to this, and it's the wording is such that um, it assumes a tacit agreement on the premise of the question. Now, my advice to you is not to play ball with that. Make it abundantly clear in your responses that you do not agree with any of the proposals therein. So be totally unambiguous. Do not follow on from the question. For instance, if it says, "Do you agree that?" or "How much do you agree that?" If you do not agree, then make it abundantly clear that you do not agree. Don't play their game. Just be completely clear that you reject it all. Of course, if you do reject it all, of course, I'm not for one to tell you what to write, but this is the game they're playing, phrasing the questions to elicit at least partial agreement on the whole proposal. So that's really today and tomorrow, really the final days. It closes on the 1st of March. I don't know what close. I don't know if it means the end of business day on 1st of March or what, but really today and tomorrow are the final days for it. Now, some people have been asking me about my stall that I do. Now, I didn't do it on Saturday, but I will be doing it the following Saturday. And it's not very sophisticated. It really isn't. I just do it every other weekend in my local town. And I've got a friend to help me with it now, which makes all the difference. Even if you just need to take a slash. So it's there's practical differences, but practical advantages. But the main advantage really is that you've got some sort of moral support, and if there's two people talking animatedly, then it draws other people over. And of course, if you more than one person comes over, you've got two people can talk to them at the same time. So, like I say, it's not very sophisticated. I went to Vistaprint to get these printed. Now I know this may come out back to front because of the camera on my computer, but this was 44 quid for 1,000 of them or something, and I'll stick that on the video properly. But I think this is the key to getting people more of the people woken up. We're not going to do this online anymore. I mean, anybody who agrees with this already agrees with us, and I tend to get mostly positive responses. Um, most of the people agree with us because they're the sort of people that tend to want to come over and agree with you anyway. Some are skeptical, but the ones that are really and they're kind of set in their ways, really, they're not likely to have their minds changed very easily. But the ones that you really want to speak to are the ones who don't know anything about it. And I feel that the ones that have been most satisfying to talk to are the ones who had no idea about what's going on. And many of them have been visibly shocked by what's going on. So those are the people we need to reach. So, like I say, my situation isn't very sophisticated. I mean, as you can see, this is a very boring looking leaflet. It's just text on there. But, if you can find ways of jazzing it up and have some sort of banner to draw people in, then so much the better. The last thing I wanted to say is that um, I want to start a petition. And the thing about petitions is that you only get 80 characters, 80 characters in which to write the petition. If it's too long, it won't go in. So it sinks without a trace. The other thing is that in order to have to get it off the ground, I need 5 other signatories. So, you know, I can be my own signatory, and plus I need 5 others. Now, if I just put it in dry off the bat without any agreement from anybody else that they will be a counter signatory to it, then it will just sink without a trace. And the the downside of that, you know, and that's the downside is it on its own. But the other thing is that if that sinks without a trace, then anything similar will also be rejected on those grounds in the future, saying, well, this one's already been rejected or something very similar. But I've only got 80 characters, so I'm wanting to put wording to the effect of, as the police do not protect us, allow the population to defend themselves with firearms. Okay, now this is, I mean, you know, obviously only if you agree should you sign it, but if you do sign it, that would be a tremendous help, because it'll get it off the starting blocks. I mean, we're not going to change this overnight, but I do believe what with the, you know, the spectre of people running around London and other big cities with machetes in broad daylight, and the police never do anything, I think it's come to this. I think people need to be able to defend themselves. So, you know, this is not going to happen overnight. You know, but I think that this discussion needs to be had, and this is a way in which we can get it started. I mean, you know, if we can get, you know, what you need is you need 100,000 signatures. Now, I don't know if there's 100,000 people out there who agree with me. I think there probably is, but we'll never know unless the petition is circulated and get in front of people, get in front of people's eyes. So that's all for today. I've got some things coming out soon, so keep tuning in, and I'll put some information in the sort of description box down there. Okay, citizens, stay free.